So I am live in the group. If you're here, um, say hi, because it's always more fun talking with people instead of talking to myself. Bella has just left the room, so she's not even listening either. First off, I just want to mention that I'm sorry about the 4 o'clock thing. I completely got sidetracked and realized it was 5:30, and oops. But this also shows that even if you make a boo-boo with your planning and your scheduling and your commitments, coming back and showing up anyway is super important, right? Just because I missed the 4 o'clock time doesn't mean that I'm off the hook, right? If I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it, hopefully, right? Um, and that goes all with having a spoonie business and planning everything so that you can actually show up and you're not over scheduling and over promising, right? Hey, Lucy. So, yeah, one of the key elements of having a business when you're a spoonie is under promising and over delivering, right? But we don't want to promise nothing. So, making sure that when you do promise yourself to be somewhere, that you do end up showing up regardless, right? Um, okay, so to the topic. The topic I mentioned earlier was the difference between having people worry for you or worry about you versus having people who are supportive for you or supportive um, of you, right? A lot of us have family members that worry about us, right? To varying degrees and levels, right? So, but it's not quite the same thing as having someone who supports you, right? Them wanting to make sure you're doing okay is not the same as them actively making an effort to do something to help you, right? So that's what it boils down to. Worry versus support. Support is actively or intentionally doing something to improve someone else, right? Whether that's a spoonie or a non-spoonie friend. When you support someone, you're actively, consciously, intentionally making the effort to do something for them or to help them, right? Worrying about them, worry just turns into more of a burden for the spoonie, I think. For people who are not spoonies and are in the lives of other spoonies, it's important to teach them the difference between being worried and giving support, right? Especially if you're a spoonie and I mean, there's only so many ways I can say I'm fine or nothing new, but it's still the same pile of shit on a different day, right? So having them worry just makes it seem more of I'm a burden to them. I have to live up to their expectations. I don't want them to worry about me. I have to put on a brave face. So if you have ever had to put on a brave face because people are worried about you, yes, it can be a combination of both, right? Um, People don't have to support you actively on every decision. They don't have to actively support you on every day. Like, it doesn't mean that they have to ask you what they can do to help you out every day, right? Especially family members that you live with, right? They're not going to be asking you every day, how can I do something to help you today? Or how can I do something to help you, period, right? That's not going to happen every day. People are people, right? Let's not, put them all on a pedestal. But having them understand the difference of worry and support in your life and how it affects you emotionally and mentally um, can be important, right? I think it's something important to talk to them about. Um, right. Because and there, I'm fully open that I have major depressive disorder. Um, and people with mental health illness or dis- disease or whatever you want to call it, people who do not have functioning mental health definitely feel the difference of people worrying about us versus people being supportive. And that goes along with grief too, even if you're not a spoonie, right? There's something different between saying, call me if you need help, versus I'm here, I can do something for you, what do you need? Right? Coming in service versus coming as, basically it's who's taking the first step, right? So if someone is supporting you, the person who is being supportive is being intentional, right? Versus someone who is being worrisome or worrying about you, they are making you put out the extra effort, which on top of everything else, Spoonie life, regular day-to-day rituals and issues and stuff, it gives you another thing on your plate, right? It's just something else I have to do or I should do. So making sure that you can actually just sit down with your family, if you're living with your family or living with your partner or living with whoever, even if you're by yourself, right? Making a point of saying, okay, I see that you worry and I see you want to support. Here's how they affect me, right? Having a calm conversation and saying the difference between worry and support is the difference it puts on me, right? The burden it puts on me. Yes, I appreciate your worry, but it's not going to make me any better, right? It just makes you feel better. So if you want to be supportive, come and ask me what you can do to help, right? Or come and ask me if offer a service, right? Offer, I'll do the dishes, or I'll take the garbage out, or do you want me to just sit by you for a little bit, right? Instead of saying, oh, I'm here, call me if you need me. No one does that. No one really calls them if they need them, unless they're in like a physical situation where I need someone else's muscles to help me get up off the floor, right? Who really asks for help often enough? Anyway, not me. That's for sure. And Bella's back and tearing apart a toy, of course. Anyways, I'm going to take a sip. So, that was your reminder. Have you drank enough today? If not, join me. Take a sip of water or Perrier or flavored something. Put some liquid inside your body. Preferably not caffeinated because it's A, kind of late, and B, caffeine's not this good for you. But if that's what you got, take a sip of it anyway, right? We're building the habits of drinking regardless of what we are actually drinking, right? Keep it on a positive note. So if you have any questions or situations where you are unsure about whether they are being supportive or are worrying about you, put them in the comments, right? Post something, maybe a situation, if you want clarification about which is which. Or maybe you can do something that is supportive for yourself. For example, take a sip of water. You are actively, intentionally taking a sip of water to nourish your body. Ta-da! And the bubbles are coming back. I don't want to make this into a long thing. If you are living with people who only worry about you, it might be something to think about, saying, like, I appreciate your worry, but it's not helping me, right? And I think a lot of that goes towards resentment that can build with people who we live with. If they are never supportive, if they are always worrying, it just turns into resentment from you, right? If people are worrying about you, you feel like you have to make them feel better for worrying about you, right? And that just turns into resentment, and your job just gets that much bigger. I think my dad just came home from groceries. Yeah, the dogs will be barking. So I think that pretty much covers it. I'm not going to go into too much more detail. If you have a situation, or if you want to share a situation, or maybe just give props to someone in your life that has been supporting you. And since this is a Spoonie businessy group, I would love to be supportive of you, right? There are enough of you now that I don't always know how I can help. but I want to help. So I'm coming to you actively to see where, because I, as a spoonie, my brain goes blank, right? How can I help you? I don't know what works. So if you can possibly meet me halfway, because we're both spoonies, right? We're all spoonies. Meet me halfway and help me figure out what I can do to be supportive of you instead of just worrying about you. Um, yeah, a lot of people don't know the difference between worry and support. And I had a really interesting conversation with a group of women that I'm taking a course with right now. And hopefully the other dog doesn't start barking too much. Toby, knock it off. Lay down. Lay down. Hey, dum dum. No. I think that's pretty much what I'm going to say. And if there's anything else you want to mention, come back and put it in the comments. I will respond to your comment, Lucy. If you want to have a chit chat going, I will do that too. All right. I think that's it. The dog is now stopped barking. But I will leave it to you. Okay? I hope you guys had a great weekend. There are still some hours in the day, so you can do more of what you enjoy doing. I just watched Toy Story 4. And if that doesn't hit you in the feels, if you need to cry, go watch a good movie. Go watch a Disney movie. There's enough movies on Disney or of the Disney vault that are sad movies. So if you need a good cry, go watch a Disney movie, right? At least that's what I do. If I need a good cry, go watch a sad movie. That's probably just the INFP in me. All the feels. I feel for everybody else, but I kind of ignore my own feelings and box them up and put them somewhere else, right? Anyways, I hope you have a wonderful week. I hope you have better days, more better days than bad days. And until next time, talk to you soon. Love you all. Bye.